Hello and welcome to this August 13th, 2010 video version of Invested Central's Chart of the Day. I'm Tom Boley, Invested Central's Chief Market Strategist, and it's my pleasure to provide you today's Chart of the Day. This Chart of the Day is brought to you by StockCharts.com, simply the web's best financial charts. Today we are looking at Visa, ticker symbol V. This is a $53 billion financial services company. Taking a look at the chart technically, you can see that since this big move down back at the end of April through the middle part of May, Visa had dropped from about $97 or so down to the $70 level on a closing basis, actually a little bit below that intraday. But it was a straight down move, and on the heels of that, we've gone through this descending triangle consolidation pattern. Now, most consolidation patterns, not all, but most consolidation patterns resolve themselves in the way or in the direction of the primary trend prior to the consolidation period. So we definitely had a downtrend in play, and now each time we bounce, it seems like we bounce a little lower. So you can see this downsloping, the upper downsloping line in the triangle, and then of course we've had some equal lows. Once we hit that 70 close, we came back a couple weeks later, we touched 70 again, and then we tapped it one more time at the beginning of July, and we've been approaching it a couple of other times since. So the 70 level clearly has been a very good support area, and the resistance area has really been a series of lower lows that's been connected by this downsloping line here. So the descending triangle that we're in has provided some opportunities. Probably a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, we were down around $71, and we were talking about Visa in our chat with Premier members, and talked about the possibility of it bouncing, and that if you wanted to be long, this wasn't a bad area, because if you get into Visa when it's trading at 71 and it's got major price support at 70, you really don't have to give it much room to the downside, because if it breaks out of this triangle to the downside, you don't want to be in it. You certainly don't want to take that chance. So you didn't have a whole lot of downside risk at 71, but to the upside there was probably $4 or $5 until you got up to test this downsloping trend line at the top. And you can see a week later we went up, we tested this area, and again we were talking about Visa in the chat just a couple of days ago. And my comment was, well, if you're on the long side, this wouldn't be a bad area to take some profits off the table and possibly even move to the short side, because once again the reward to risk is now it's shifted and is now on the side of the bears. Because if this trend line breaks, especially with big volume, you don't want to be in on the short side. So if you short it near the trend line, then you don't really have much in the way of risk. If the stock goes against you, gets more than 1 or 2% away from you, and the volume starts to pick up, then you just move to the sidelines. So that's just a little bit of the risk management approach that I would take to Visa while it's in this triangle pattern. Now, we have gone down and tested this support level on a few occasions. I'm guessing that probably in the near term we're going to break to the downside in this pattern. No guarantees, but that's what I'd be on the lookout for. So I'd be thinking more on the short side here, watching this as a potential setup. The closer you get it to 75, the better I like it on a move to the upside, shorting it of course, or waiting for the breakdown below $70, because if you see the stock trading 69, 69.50 and the volume picking up, you can take a chance right there on the short side. If it comes back up, rallies, finishes above 70, you can simply move back to the sidelines and wait it out, wait for another break. At least that's what I would do. But if it doesn't bounce back, if it does make this break, actually the measurement would be from about $70 up to about 85. So you've got about a $15 measurement. You break down below 70. Actually, I do it in percentages. So maybe a 20% move, maybe $14 down to about 56 is what I'd look for here. So Visa looks, I don't know that I'd be jumping in just yet on the short side, but I think there could be some opportunities ahead. I hope you've enjoyed our presentation today. Be sure to check out our chart of the day every day at investedcentral.com. While you're there, sign up for our free weekly Market Pulse newsletter and have the chart of the day emailed directly to you. Happy trading.